Hello. Hello. I'm Blade. That is my son, Jimmy. Last week was chaotic. And in this video, I want to go over everything that happened last week in the NFL and then talk about what I think is going to happen next week in the NFL. My predictions aren't good. You ready? Let's get into it. Like last video, I'm going to keep a little record right here to see how bad I did with last week's predictions. If I made a correct prediction, the number will be green. If I made an incorrect prediction, the number will be red.
I'm talking to America here, excuse me.
Thursday, we had the Jets and the Pats. Now, I predicted the Jets to win here, and they did. I don't know what I would have done if they didn't win. The Jets jumped out to a pretty early lead, leading 14-0, one of those TDs looking a little sketchy. The Jets would only build on this lead while the Pats struggled for most of the game. Aaron Rodgers had 281 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. The Pats would kick a field goal in the second quarter to make it 14-3, but that was it for their scoring. The Jets took this one 24-3. Then we had the Giants take on the Browns. I predicted the Browns to win this one, and surprisingly, the Giants won. Who would have thunk? This game started off insane from the jump, as Eric Gray got hit hard during the kickoff return and lost the ball, immediately giving it to the Browns. This game looked like it was going to be another Giants L, as on the very first play, Deshaun Watson throws a touchdown to Amari Cooper. It would take a few drives for the Giants to respond, but then Houston Texans legend Devin Singletary tied the game up 7-7. Then rookie Malik Neighbors then got the lead touchdown to make it 14-7. The Giants would have a pretty comfortable lead up until the fourth quarter, where Watson would throw a TD and a 2-point conversion to make it 21-15. That would close out the scoring for the day. Daniel Jones passed for 236 yards for 2 touchdowns, and Deshaun Watson passed for 196 yards and 2 touchdowns. Watson was also sacked 8 times. The Colts played the Bears. I predicted a Colts dub here, and they won. Not much happened in the first quarter. In the second quarter, the Colts would march their way into the red zone, but on 3rd and goal, Richardson would throw an interception in the end zone. Luckily for them, after a few decent plays by Caleb Williams, Williams would also throw a pick, giving that ball right back to the Colts. With 8:26 left in the second, the ball would get handed to Jonathan Taylor, who made a nice 29-yard run for the end zone, drawing first blood. Afterwards, the Bears did a decent job of making their way downfield, but on 4th and goal, DeAndre Smith would decide to run away from the end zone, leading to another failed drive for the Bears. The first half ended with a Caleb Williams Hail Mary that was caught on a deflection by DJ Moore, just 1 yard shy of the end zone. Richardson at the start of the third would throw another awful, maybe even worse pick. This game had a lot of picks. This game ended 16-21 with the Colts on top. Anthony Richardson threw for 167 yards and 2 interceptions. Caleb Williams threw for 363 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. After that, we have my Texans. There is no light way to put it. We were absolutely slaughtered by the Vikings. We also kind of shot ourselves in the foot a lot. We had 3 back-to-back-to-back false starts, which is just truly unacceptable. But apart from that, it was also just bad ball on our part. Sam Darnold absolutely sliced us up for 181 yards and 4 touchdowns. Our defense was put on skates, and theirs was triple reinforced. CJ Stroud passed for 215 yards, 1 touchdown, and I knew it would come, that fateful day. 2 interceptions for my king. In the fourth, we would take out Stroud and put in Davis Mills to end the game 34-7. Sad, man. Sucks. We saw the Eagles take on the Saints, a game I said that the Saints would win, and we got super close to that happening. Hang the banner. This game was a battle. Not a whole lot of scoring in the first half, just spectacular throws and good defensive play. Early in the fourth quarter, Barkley made an amazing 65-yard touchdown run to take the lead. The Saints would follow up with a field goal to bring the game within 1. With 2:03 left on the clock, Derek Carr connects with Chris Olave for a game-leading touchdown. Then in response, Jalen Hurts would find a wide-open Dallas Goedert to bring them to 1st and goal. The Eagles would take the lead with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion with 1:01 left on the clock. Derek Carr had 55 seconds to make a response, but instead he threw an interception into traffic, stealing the loss for the Saints. The final was 15-12. Jalen Hurts threw for 311 yards, 1 interception. Derek Carr for 142 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. After that, we saw the Chargers taking on Pittsburgh. I saw the Chargers winning here, but I forgot to take into account the weird blood moon magic that the Steelers possess. The Chargers hit first with a touchdown by Quentin Johnson. The Steelers responded by walking down the field with Justin Fields and running in for the touchdown to tie the game. The Chargers would end their scoring with the field goal. Lots of fields here. Keep up. Take a shot. The Steelers continued, making a field goal to tie the game at 10. Then another, and then a touchdown, giving us the final score of 20-10. Decent year. The Steelers advanced to 3-0. We saw the Broncos take on the Buccaneers, a game I said the Bucs would win, and the Broncos won. The Broncos jumped out to an early 17-0 lead. Then the Bucs responded a little late in the second, making it 17-7. The Broncos then decided after that to extend their lead to 26, making the final score 26-7 with the Broncos on top. Bo Nix passed for 216 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. He did not send any Nix picks this game. Baker Mayfield passed for 163 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Then the Green Bay Grossies played the Tennessee Titans. I predicted the Grossie Posse to win here, and they did, striking early with Malik Willis rushing in for the touchdown. Then Mr. Miracle Whip threw a touchdown in response. Then after a field goal and a Levis interception, the Packers drove their lead up to 27-7. Then Will Levis would connect with Texans legend DeAndre Hopkins to make the score 27-14. With 35 seconds left on the clock, Will Levis would get sacked and lose the ball, giving us our weekly Will Levis picture. Don't ever stop. Another funny moment was this play in the fourth. What an odd contact. That looked almost cartoonish. The Packers late in the fourth would kick a field goal to extend their lead to 30. Levis, with about 2:10 left in the match, hucks it up deep and gets intercepted to seal the game. 34-14. Malik Willis had 202 yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 1 rushing touchdown. The Mailman had 260 yards for 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. After that, we had the Panthers and the Raiders, a game I said that the Raiders would win, and then AD decided to pop out and show Raiders. Now look, I know what I said, but maybe Bryce Young was the problem. I'm sorry, don't kill me, that sucks to say. I know that the Panthers have so many other problems and issues to deal with, and it's definitely not just Bryce Young, please don't kill me. But what a performance by AD. The Panthers actually shot first here. After a nice drive by AD connecting with Chuba Hubbard, a name I first read as Chubba Hubbard and would find it so much funnier if it was read that way, the Raiders responded with a quick drive and touchdown to tie it up. Then in the second, AD takes the lead back with a beautiful throw to Deontay Johnson. The Panthers would then take command of this game, inflating their score to 33. It wouldn't be until the fourth that Minshew's Raiders would begin to show some life, scoring a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to make the score 33-15. Then after a few 3-and-out drives, Minshew would throw an interception, letting the Panthers walk downfield again to improve their score to 36-15. Minshew would then throw one last touchdown to give us the final score of 33-26. Andy Dalton threw for 319 yards and 3 touchdowns. Then we had the Seahawks and the Dolphins. I said the Seahawks would win, and it turns out the Dolphins just could not beat Hawk without Tua. This game started off with the Seahawks lead, thanks to 2 touchdowns and a field goal, one of those touchdowns being a beautiful throw to DK Metcalf. The Dolphins would score a field goal, but that would be all from them. The rest of this game would be mostly Seahawks building their lead, ending the game 24-3. Then the Lions went to Arizona. I said the Lions would win this game, and they did. The Lions quickly scored first, and the Cardinals would respond late in the first quarter, tying the game up, followed by a Lions response. Then late in the second, the Lions would extend that lead to 20-7. That would be the end of the Lions scoring. From here, it would just be Cardinals trying to get back in it, but they would only manage to get their score to 13, ending this game 20-13. Good year. Jared Gofferson threw for 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Then the Cowboys played the Ravens. I watched the first half of this game with my dad on the phone. Hi, Dad, love you. I said the Ravens would take this, and they did. The Ravens scored first, and the Cowboys responded with a 65-yard field goal, just 1 yard shy of the NFL record. From here, the Ravens built up their lead to 21, and the Cowboys responded with another field goal. Then the Ravens would score again in the third, increasing their lead to 28. It wouldn't be until the fourth that the Cowboys would get another touchdown, with Prescott taking it in himself, but fail on the 2-point conversion, making it 28-12. After recovering their onside kick, the Cowboys would score another touchdown but fail the 2-point version again, making it 28-18. Then after a few drives, the Cowboys would score again. This game ended 28-25. Dak passed for 379 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. Lamar passed for 182 yards, 1 passing touchdown, and 1 rushing touchdown. Then the 49ers went to play the Rams. I said the 49ers would win here, and then they choked and died. The 49ers would hold a 14-0 lead up until late in the second quarter, where Kyren Williams would get the ball and do a whole front flip into the end zone, making it 14-17. Then in the third, the 49ers would extend their lead to 21. The Rams respond with another Kyren Williams touchdown to make it 21-14. He had 116 yards for 3 touchdowns this game. The team exchanged field goals to make it a 1-score game at 24-17. The 49ers would then march downfield in hopes to extend their lead, but the field goal is no good. Then with 2:40 left in the fourth, Stafford makes a deep throw that is caught just inside of the 5. Then on 2nd and goal, Kyren Williams rushes in for the touchdown, tying the game 24-24. Then after a solid drive, the Rams would win 27-24 on a walk-off field goal. Sean McVay, during his press release after the game, had this to say.
Holy
Then there was Sunday night, Chiefs-Falcons. Now, I said the Chiefs would win this game because they're the Chiefs, and that did happen, but Big Kirko wasn't going to go out without a fight. He didn't make that easy for him. Atlanta scored first, holding a 7-0 lead for a little bit, until the Chiefs would get on the board in the second, tying the game at 7. The Falcons then responded by upping their score by 7, holding a 14-7 lead until the third, when the Chiefs would kick a couple field goals to bring the score within 1, making it 14-13. The Chiefs would then hit yet another field goal, taking the lead for the first time this game, making it 16-14. Then late in the third, the Chiefs would extend their lead with a touchdown. In the fourth, the Falcons would kick a field goal to make the game 22-17. Then, late in the fourth, Kirko Chainz looked like he would make another insane comeback, but unfortunately, that would not be the case. Thanks to the refs missing an insane PI call. How do you miss that? Come on, refs. That was PI. This game ends 22-17, and the Chiefs go 3-0. We're all doomed, I think. I think we're all just doomed. That's it. We're doomed. Then there were 2. Monday night. The Jags went to Buffalo and died. Now look, I predicted a Buffalo win here, but I didn't think it'd be that crazy. Buffalo was dominant this entire game. They scored first. The extra point was blocked. But that doesn't matter because the Bills went back downfield and scored another touchdown. The score would remain 13-0 until the Jags field goal in the second, making it 13-3. Bills would improve their lead 34-3 thanks to a total of 5 first-half scores by 5 different receivers. In the third, the Jags would score a touchdown, making it 34-10. The Bills responded by reinforcing their lead to 47-10, and that's where the scoring would stop. The Jags would fall to 0-3. Josh Allen would pass for 263 yards for 4 touchdowns. Then finally, the Commanders, the Redskins, went over to Cincy to play the Bengals. This game was very back and forth. I predicted the Bengals to win here, and that didn't happen. Joe Burrow shaved all of his hair, and like Samson, lost all of his aura. I also said in the last video that of the rookie QBs, Jaden Daniels looked the best, and this game just reinforced that. This game started off strong for the Bengals, with Burrow connecting with Jamar Chase for a 41-yard touchdown to open the game. The Commanders would respond with a touchdown of their own to tie it. This game would stay 7-7 until the second, which the Commanders would take the lead with a touchdown by Austin Eckler. The Bengals would respond with a field goal, making it 14-10. Then Jaden Daniels would throw a beautiful, just absolutely gorgeous 56-yard dot to Terry McLaurin to put the Commanders at 1st and goal. Daniels would then walk into the end zone himself for the touchdown, increasing their lead to 21-10. With 24 seconds left in the second, the Bengals would kick a field goal to make it 21-13. To start the third, Austin Eckler would make an amazing kick return, running all the way down to the 30, allowing the Commanders to score early in the third. Then the Bengals respond with a touchdown of their own. This game ended 38-33. Jaden Daniels passed for 254 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. Cody Rhodes passed for 324 yards for 3 touchdowns. Alright, so that brings us to my Week 4 predictions. Now, looking at how I did the previous weeks, I got to thinking, either I'm a curse or I'm just a dumb casual that doesn't know ball. Now, it's probably the second one, but I'm gonna say that I'm a curse because it's more fun. With that being said, let's get into it.
I'm talking to America here, excuse me.
So, on Thursday, we have the Cowboys and the Giants in New York. I do think the Cowboys take this. Both of these teams do not look good right now, but I feel that the Cowboys are a little bit more capable than the Giants. Plus, the Cowboys kind of have the Giants' number anyway. Then we have the Falcons and the Saints. This is one of those feels like anyone's kind of games, you know? I feel the Saints take this, but I also feel like Big Kirko will make this a close and challenging game, so it won't be an easy win for them. Then we have the Bengals and the Panthers. Now, logic wants me to pick the Bengals. They're 0-3, obviously do, but chaos wants me to pick the Panthers because that would be so goddamn funny. So screw it, Panthers dub here. Then we have the Rams playing the Bears. I feel like coming off of that last victory, the Rams are going to start heating up a bit, so I'm going Rams here. Then there's Vikings and the Packers. I really want the Packers here, purely out of spite, so I'm going to say Packers, and it's probably going to bite me. Then we have the Texans and the Jags. The football gods decided last week was going to be an L. I'm hoping they have my back this week. Then it's Steelers Colts. I'm going Steelers here. This team, again, has some weird, strange voodoo magic, and every time somebody votes against them, they do good. So, Steelers to go 4-0, baby. Let's do it. Then there's Broncos Jets. I'm giving this one to the Jets. It'll be a strange and weirdly close game, but I feel the Jets take it. After that, it's Eagles Buccaneers. I'm going to say Buccaneers here only because they perform well against the Eagles, and I'm pretty confident in them. Then it's Commanders Cardinals. I feel like the Commanders get this dub. After that, it's 49ers Pats. The 49ers have to take this. If they don't, whoa. Then the refs play the Chargers. The refs take this one. Then the Browns play the Raiders. I feel the Raiders here. Then on Sunday night, the Bills play the Ravens. I see the Bills going 4-0 here. It'll be a battle and a close game. However, it won't be an easy win for Buffalo. Then we have dual Monday games again. Starting us off on Monday, we have the Titans playing the Dolphins. I'm saying the Dolphins here because Will Levis is a hot mess. After that, it's Seahawks Lions. I truly don't know here. I feel like both of these teams would have a good shot at winning. I feel like maybe the Lions in the Seahawks streak. It's going to be a close game and a battle for sure. I'm excited to watch this one. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share with your friends. Please subscribe here if you want to see more bad predictions and if you want to laugh at me. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.